daughter's name is Fennell, which isn't read out in this list because I came from Birmingham today. And I brought Hope with me. She's in my heart. She's always with me. And she loved London, and she always asked to come to London. She couldn't be here with me today, which is a big unfortunate thing really, because it would have been lovely for you to meet her, as she is one of the most beautiful girls you would ever meet, and she was just the funniest and the most intelligent young teen girl, into everything, into life, people, you know, absolutely everything, animals. She couldn't be with me here today because 2 years and 2 months ago, when she was on her way back from school in Birmingham, on A435 Kingseat High Street, where there are no regulations whatsoever on lorry access, she attempted to cross the road, pushing her bike at the time, as she was given instructions not to use the road, the heavy road, which had no cycle provision whatsoever and no restriction on the lorries, so she was told to go on the crossing. Now, she used the crossing and she got the traffic was stationary. She was crushed to death by an 18-ton HGV. The truck was loaded at the time. Hope is about my size. She was trapped under the lorry for 20 minutes because before they could free her. A helicopter was called from Birmingham Children's Hospital to airlift her, but then cancelled 5 minutes later as she was pronounced dead. Only 13 years old. She was only 13 years old. She had a lot of potential. She had a lot to offer to the world, to the little community that we live in Birmingham. And what I realized, one thing I want to tell you is that losing a child is the most traumatic thing anyone can possibly face. It is traumatic. It is a dreadful thing to happen. And what makes it the most painful, what happened to Hope, my daughter, is that when I asked enough questions to the police and to the Crown Prosecution Service, who told me that it was simply an accident, she was in the wrong place in the wrong time, unfortunately. By asking enough questions, I found out that it was by no means an accident. It was totally avoidable. Do you hear that? It was an unnecessary death of a young girl. Now you hear these numbers and you hear these names. It doesn't really make much sense, does it, when you hear a number in a name? But when you see a person, this is a person, a human being. You need to think about the cost of human beings, cost of lives, to the society, to the world, to us, for these lorries to be allowed to mingle with human beings. Although, time after time, it has been proved that they are not safe to mix with people, especially for the vulnerable, for the obvious reasons that children are children and the elderly have got slow reflexes, they got worse vision, they can't hear, so they are the main victims to these huge vehicles which are not built to go into city centres. They are built for motorways because the reason they cannot see you. Can't see it. Now, when I realized there was reasons, the whole criminal justice system makes your economy will suffer. It is wrong. Google it. It is wrong. Actually, it's the other way around. And the other thing is, the way it's avoidable, just Google and look at how the French manages their lorry deliveries. How do they do their lorry? Anybody know how they manage? No, it can be done at night. I've tried that in the name of my daughter. I set up this campaign because I realized that there was a lot of things that could be done to save lives. In fact, nobody needed to die because of lack of visibility, because there is enough safety equipment to be fitted into those lorries to stop the deaths. But they're not even bothered to put something that costs £500 to save a life. You know, I am angry because I lost my daughter for nothing. Nothing. It was not an accident. I was very careful. And another thing I have to add, I don't know if you've been following because it's been a really high-profile case in Birmingham. Now, A435 is a very, very busy high street. It's full of pedestrians. 5,000 children crosses at the crossing where my daughter died, trapped under an 18 truck. Okay? There has been many fatalities at the same spot. Council has made no recommendations. Coroner didn't take it seriously. The system did not care. They did not make any improvements. It's happening time after time. It hasn't got the priority in the press, so the media is calling you. Be careful what you watch, who you listen to, and take action. Please take action and stop killing children. Stop the killing of the children. Stop the sadness deaths. Just say stop, don't tolerate it anymore. You're going to go home and somebody else is going to die tomorrow. Just say no. No more cyclist deaths.